Yeah, we'll put a button on that one.
Okay.
Black Lives Matter. Leader steps down. Do you know how to pronounce her last name? Patrice Cullors.
Yeah, I think that's how you say it.
Okay.
Colors, Miss Colors.
She had to step down because there was I don't even know if I can say accusations. Like they said that she was taking money that was being donated and funded to BLM during the whole George Floyd and Breonna Taylor dynamic and everything, and that she was using that money to fund her own housing projects, like
Yeah, she bought a house with it.
her own endeavors. Yeah.
Bought a
Oh, was
house,
this one
built it-
house or
built it.
like I heard it was like a whole?
I'm not sure. I know for sure at least one. Well, let me be clear. That's what's being said. I don't know where her money come from. I have no idea.
Well, yeah, they're accusing her of the money that she was getting for Black Lives Matter, that she was using that to fund like certain neighborhoods, and it wasn't like neighborhoods to help the community. It was like suburbia type neighborhoods that she was dealing with.
Yeah.
And due to all the backlash from it, she ended up stepping down from the Black Lives Matter organization.
Yeah.
You've been asking me about this since it basically went down, and we
Right.
finally put it on the table. So I'm gonna let you set it off. Where do you stand on that situation?
I mean, I've already like turned my back on the whole Black Lives Matter organization like for a couple years now, just because I don't really view them as entire ally or a very sincere ally to Black people.
Why is that? Elaborate.
I think they have their own personal agenda. I think Black Lives Matter did a really good job of tying like the LGBTQ movement with
So you feel
Black
like you've been
people's
hijacked?
to a degree. They've done a very good job attempting to do that, and I think that's so more so their agenda than actually like trying to change legislation to help Black people, trying to put some type of institutions in to help Black people or stop police brutality, anything like that.
Okay.
I'm just not really. I don't know. I've drawn that conclusion for myself with the whole movement. So I've been off of it, and then when I listen to other like people in the different cities where these different police brutality acts have happened, and they speak on Black Lives Matter, it's like they come, they make noise, and then they
Back
take
to
the money, and then they leave, and then after that, that's it.
Right.
So with the whole Black Lives Matter movement, and then Miss Colors, I ain't trying to get too much into her personal life, but it's like she's dating
Don't tell me she's dating a white dude.
a white woman.
Oh, that's deep.
A white woman.
That's deep.
So it's like,
That is deep.
yeah, no, that's deep, bro. Got blue eyes and everything.
Oh wow. And like you said, they've kind of tied that into BLM.
Yeah.
See, my thing with BLM is that I always looked at it. I never looked at it as like an organization. When I first heard Black Lives Matter, of course, it was due to Trayvon's situation,
Right.
which is the situation that I can say turned my life around as far as my consciousness.
Mm-hmm.
So I looked at it as a statement. Even when I used to argue with people, I used to say like, no, it's not like because people used to try to like pin that to any riot or any, you know what I'm saying, or anytime something bad happened to a cop, oh, that's Black Lives Matter. I'm like, dude, that's a statement. That's not even like a movement or organization. But I guess in time they ended up really like, you know what I'm saying, bringing it as an organization. But I mean, I don't really look at it no differently than like what Pac was talking about when he was saying like, does the money that all these Black celebrities send to these charities like Red Cross and Blue Cross and the Feed the Children Foundation and all of that, it's like I would look at it as it's like it's all in that bubble. It's like, yeah, you can donate all the money you want for your own consciousness, but you know that don't get to where we grew up at,
exactly.
or the people that we know that's really living in them cages. Like, so I mean, I don't know. Maybe they've stepped into that light. You know what I mean? And that's why, like, I don't, even though I would still say Black Lives Matter, I have nothing wrong with the sentiment. I have nothing wrong with the statement. The organization is obviously to be questioned as far as like what are y'all really doing, and the people that they might be willing to touch elbows with or whatever the case may be. So I mean, me hearing that, it wasn't really that surprising. I mean, obviously I still like wanted to make sure I got my facts right before even talking about it with anybody, but I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if anything that I've heard like that I would hear like that's out of bounds or out of line with them, because I don't feel like they directly go to the people. But that's not even just a them thing. I feel like celebrities in general.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, because I mean, yeah, I feel how I feel about Black Lives Matter, but just organizations overall that claim to like help the people, they really don't. Most of them don't. Like, we could talk about I forget what it was, like when there was an earthquake in Haiti back in like 2009 or something like that.
I remember.
Like what is it,
Red
exactly Cross or something like that.
And I remember Scarface saying like it's still people out here fighting to get food and lines, right? Like, and it's still like houses.
The money wasn't allocated.
I remember that
wasn't allocated properly to help the people.
Katrina, we can go to New Orleans. Katrina,
everything. So it's not just a Black Lives Matter thing. It's just like that's how organizations.
High organizations like that. Period. High celebrities like that, like the Oprahs and LeBrons. Right. Like, I've always felt like what Nipsey was doing, as far as like, I'm gonna do it right here in the heart of this, and I'm gonna try to build a school system, or I'm gonna try to build this right here. I feel like LeBron should be doing that in Akron. I know he got his school, but it's not a school centered around helping young African Americans. Let's be real. If you look at them students and you see that, you will see. And I'm not even saying this to criticize him or whatever. People could take it how they want, but let's be real. You know what I'm saying? People that's really in poverty in Cleveland or in Akron, are those really the students that are at this school? Are those the people that y'all really touching elbows with and shaking hands with? From LeBron to, you know, maybe Carmelo in Baltimore, or Katie in DC, or Oprah in where's she from? Chicago. Oprah in Chicago. Whoever it is, I just feel like a lot of them don't have their foot to the pavement the way that Nip did, and that was why I was so hurt by that, because it was like, damn, somebody finally gets it and is actually doing it the way that I felt it should be done. You make that you give that neighborhood more value, and you'll get less crime. Yeah, I feel like it's a real simple concept.
It's not, like you said, it's simple. It's not rocket science. It's not complex. It's like, you got the money, you put the money into the community. Directly into the community. You figure out what the people need or what's lacking. If it's a grocery store, if it's school, if it's a park, something. You put the money in there and then you set it up properly. So it's not rocket science. So if you're not seeing any significant change after all the funds that have been raised, then you can already.
It's just a lot of them are so selfish, man. They be doing a lot of that stuff just to say like, I did it, or for their tax write-offs or whatever, and get like the good press from it. Sure. But it's like, when it really come down to it, man, all they care about is like, man, me and my family straight, and you know what I'm saying, that's what it is, and I'll leave it at that. And they might do a little, special deed every now and then, but I've rarely seen like what I seen from Nip. And I'm not saying there's nobody else that does it, but it's like, with the power and resources that he had, I've yet to really see somebody be on the pavement like that, fighting for the people in that way, and I hate to go there, but man, it makes me think like that's part of the reason why bro ain't here right now, but we'll say that for another day. Right.